Greetings viewers, this is Monto Maverick coming at you with another video. Today we'll be discussing the high-end master model Zoids Liger Zero Panzer Marking Plus version by Kotobukiya. That's right, this is the third CAS or Changing Armor System armor for the Liger Zero. This is basically the high-end artillery, high weaponry Liger Zero armor. But which makes sense for its Panzer name. Panzer, of course, is German for tank. And this Liger Zero definitely is a tank. But before we continue with that, a little bit the history of the Liger Zero Panzer. Now, the Panzer unit was only in media only one time, which is the Zoids New Century. The one thing about the Panzer unit is that it actually gets quite heated inside the cockpit. The temperature can range from 100 to almost 150 degrees Fahrenheit easily. So of course, it can take a toll on the pilot. With its hybrid cannon on its back, it can definitely just shoots up the temperature inside the cockpit as very easily. Especially after it uses his other maneuver, the Burning Big Bang. Basically, it uses every missile pod, every cannon, everything that's in its arsenal to attack many enemies at the exact same time. And that's when the cockpit gets to that 200 degree, at most I would say, temperature inside the cockpit. Once the cockpit gets to that temperature, the Liger Zero has to force to jettison the Panzer armor after that certain attack. Basically, it must release the armor from the Liger Zero's body in order for the temperature of the cockpit to go back to normal and hopefully save the life of the pilot, or in this case Big Cloud from Zoids New Century. Due to its heavy arsenal, the one drawback from this armor is that it limits Liger Zero's mobility. It's very sluggish, can barely move. But the whole purpose of that is for it to actually use it as a stationary Zoid in order to attack many enemies at the exact same time due to its high arsenal, or very least get preparation for its hybrid cannon on its back. But that's enough of the brief history of the Liger Zero Panzer. Unfortunately though, before I continue, that was the only cameo or only part that the Panzer unit had, was the Zoids New Century anime. It was not in Chaos Century, it was barely mentioned in the manga. So yeah, that was the only form of media that the Panzer unit was a part of. But aside from that, other than that, let's get straight to the box. As you can see here, the Liger Zero Panzer, of course, is getting ready. All its missile pods are basically launching. You see the hover cargo right here in the back. And in the anime, the Liger Zero Panzer unit actually had to be ejected from the side, not from the top of the hover cargo. Whereas normally all the Zoids were, at least in the show, the Zoids were to be injected from the top of the hover cargo, not the side. But due to his limited mobility, that was the only way for the Zoid to actually be injected properly and safely. If it were to be ejected from the top, it may cause some damage to the Zoid and maybe to the pilot. But other than that, like I said, this is basically its attack mode. All the missile pods are just flaming up, attacking left and right, all in different areas. And this is the Marking Plus version, as stated in the previous video. This is actually the second version that came out. The first one came, I want to say, in the early and mid 2010s, just not too long after the first Liger Zero came out, which I did a review on, so be sure to see that. But yeah, this is actually the second kit for the Liger Zero Panzer. I'm unsure if the first kit actually had a Big Cloud figurine. I know that the Liger Zero kit from at that time actually did came with a Big Cloud figurine. So if we get a closer look, you get some schematics, a nice little art drawn in a different art style for the Panzer units. Same thing as the front of the box. And here you have the different positions for the Panzer unit. You can actually extend the hybrid cannon that's on its back. Here you have all the missile pods open for its burning big bang attack. Here you actually get anchors in its back legs. Basically, that's just a way to control the stance of the Panzer unit whenever it deploys it or whenever it uses its hybrid cannon. Just like how in the show they were stabilizers for such as the Genosaur or Berserk Fury. They were anchors on his back of his ankles. Let me repeat that one more time. It had anchors at the back of his ankles. There we go. That way the Zoid can actually position itself properly whenever it uses its main weapon. For both the Genosaur and Berserk Fury sense, the charged particle cannon. And you get just another proper, not much of a pounce, but a preparation position for the Liger Zero Panzer. And that's it for the box. And now, the best part, let's open this bad boy up. If I can. There we go. And one thing I forgot to add, this is 032 in the same line, same thing. It is a Republican Zoid 041. Now will not change because that's a code for the Liger Zero, but this is the 32nd molecule line of the high-end Master Model series for Zoids. So, we get the instruction manual, and there's a very good pose for the hybrid cannon. You get to the points of articulation showing you where all those are at. There's a sheet here in case you need to order new parts. And you have all the runners here. And just like in the Jaeger and Schneider videos, or unboxing videos I should say, you see here it just starts with the body, the armorless body, the Liger Zero. And once you get all that situated, it then starts with the Panzer unit. So it gets all the armor ready. One thing I forgot to add that one of the good things about the Panzer unit is that the Liger Zero's defense is quite high, so it can handle a good attack here and there. But unfortunately, like I said, it's limited to its mobility. Maneuverability, there we go. And here a color palette to show what colors can be used or what colors you want to use. More of the color palette, you see the body and you see all the armor pieces of the Panzer unit. And it shows you here how to properly place the water decals on the Panzer unit. Very good here. Shows you, like I said on the box, it can extend the hybrid cannon. Shows you those back leg anchors, how to open the missile pods before and after, and along with the missile pods that's on its back. So I can tell in this one the anchors for the back legs right here. Some nice armor for the Panzer units. I want to say is the back armor. I do want to add, I think I do have a green Gunpla paint aligning marker, so I want to see if it will work for this one. If it's a good like dark hunter's green, I don't want it to like blend in with this color, but if it matches well with a good contrast, then I definitely will use it. And here we have the parts of the hybrid cannon. I'm just gonna move this. I like it how this actually has different shades of green. So I would say this is more of like a hunter's or camo green, and this one like a lighter hunter's green. I would say this is for the leg armor. Some polycaps here. Some red translucent, which I'm not too familiar with these would go. I would say at certain, almost like a light part. I would say we'll see where these would go. So I'm looking forward to that. And these are like parts for some isopods. And I think I might be able to do some paneling on these. Oh look, and here we have the water seals here. So you have the Panzer emblem right here, the Zero symbol right here, RZ041. You have some other misopods here. I was kind of hoping that would be a darker red. This kind of looks like a very dark pink, or like a pink reddish color. I'll put it together first, and if I don't like the way how it looks, I'll just paint it red. Here you have the generic pilot, the orange translucent part for the eyes, and the Zoid core. Here are some parts for the feet. Some parts for the body. And some parts for the legs as well. Leg runners. More body and leg runners. There we go. This is for the head. And these are for, I know one of these is for that one cannon that's underneath the Liger Zero. The teeth and the paws. And got a few more here. Simple runners for, I want to say, the stabilizers or for the legs. These are red caps. These pistons, so to speak, for the legs. I really like the gold they use for this one. Definitely one of my favorite shades of it. More polycaps. More parts for the feet and for legs. And I'll say these are for the feet as well. That's all for parts. Thank you all for watching. Just continue on with the Liger Zero line. Almost done. This is the last of the changing armor system, so I'm looking forward for this to be complete, and I'm also looking for the way how this is going to turn out. The Panzer unit, it was the last one introduced, and I just like the fact that it looks, the colors do look pretty well together. It definitely gives off that tank, so to speak, as I mentioned before briefly in the beginning of this video. So definitely looking forward for this to complete. I'm not tired of building the Liger Zero body just yet. So I still have some patience left. So I'm very happy with that. But in any case, again, thank you again for watching. So you have a good idea where this is gonna go. for the other videos are coming up, and other reviews as well. So be sure to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can get the most recent uploads coming your way. And be sure to take a look at these videos here for your enjoyment, alright? So again, thank you one more time, and until next time, keep on building.